Hey guys, it's Ingrid with Karatootie, and I am back to share with you a adorable little clipboard project that you can make for a last minute Christmas gift for someone that you love, maybe your mom or your sister or your BFF, really anyone that's crafty or likes really cute things. So stay tuned and I'll show you how I made it. Okay, so all this stuff that you see here, I got from Natasha's Scrapbook corner on Zibbit. She asked me to be a guest designer, and I was more than privileged. Any of you that know Natalia here on YouTube will know that she has amazing taste and just amazing projects that she shares. So I jumped at the chance to be a guest designer, and she sent me these goodies that I'm going to show you guys here. I'll link her account down below so you can go and check them out. And I know I'm getting so close to Christmas, so make sure you jump over there because I'm not sure what's still left, but if you can, go ahead and snatch it up. So the first thing that I'll say is these ribbons here. So it's 2 seam binding ribbons and also some velvet chartreuse ribbon that you see in the middle. And that was kind of my inspiration for the whole project. I knew that I wanted a project to kind of surround those. No matter what I used, I knew that those 3 ribbons would be used. And especially the ribbon in the middle, the chartreuse, it's one of my favorite colors, and I just think those are so pretty together. And it's not your typical red and green Christmas. It is a little bit outside of the box. So that's kind of where I started. And then look at these adorable napkins that she sent me. So this one says to Santa North Pole. This one says Merry Christmas. This one is like a ticket. You guys know how much I love tickets. Another beautiful Paris Christmas. And then this Santa Claus, it's another ticket. And I really do just adore tickets. And I'm going to open it here for you so you can see. But you actually get 6 pieces. So you can get a lot of use out of one napkin. And really, they're really big, so you can actually use them for more than 6, really, if you want to. So I didn't use them for this project, but I have something in mind, and that's going to be great for it. So next, I just fell in love with these. They're little tea bags, and they're empty. And I thought that would be so much fun to send just with some goodies inside or for decoration. And I will use this later on. And I got 10 in the order that I placed. Let me move this out of the way for a second. Next are these tea bags, and how adorable are they? It says you're my cup of tea. And they're, it's funny because she has a little sign on the back that says it's not for consumption. So don't try to put tea bags or tea in there and try to drink it. But they're so cute. It says Bigelow Earl Grey on them, and they're distressed and just perfect. Just adorable. They'll always remind me of my mom. She loves tea. So we'll put these over here to the side. Next, I want to show you these stems that she sent me, and they're like an ombre effect. They're really gorgeous. I don't think that the camera is picking up how pretty they are, but they're crystal, and they just remind me of like snowflakes in the winter time. And I don't know if it's just me, but gosh, guys, look at all this bling. I love bling so much. I love sparkly things. I'm like a barracuda. I am just attracted to things that sparkle, and these definitely do that for me. She also sent me some beautiful red lace trim here that you can see, and you get quite a bit with your purchase. So it's not like sometimes when you just get a little bit. And then these wooden keys. This was originally one of my focal points that I thought, and we'll see how I use them later, but they're really cute and wooden. And I think they'd be a perfect accent to any like shabby chic project. And of course, there's some more bling here. These are perfect for centers, for flowers, for bows. And actually, I got so much stuff here that I'm actually going to do more than one project, which I'll be sharing. So the next couple videos that you see are going to be using her stuff. And this came in a set, and I think I have one more of the snowflakes that I put in my bag, but they're beautiful. They're like ivory and just really precious. And this stuff is all Christmas stuff that she's got listed in her shop, but honestly, you could use it year-round. Then this cameo. This is a showstopper. I knew that I wanted to get this piece for sure, to go with the ribbons that I showed. So I am going to use that. I struggled a little bit towards the end, but it made it, and I'm so glad because it is an amazing piece. I need to get more of those. These are adorable wooden veneers, and in the front they have like fabric on the top, and those are really cute. This button I think is adorable. It says handmade for you, and I think this would be really cute like at the center of a wand, or maybe at the front of a loaded envelope. I think that would be really adorable. So we'll see what I make with those. And then these, I had to get these. They are silver hearts on a lobster clasp, and my next video that I make will have these. And then look at this, this, oh my gosh, pearl bow, and I'm going to be doing a project with them next. So make sure that you check out my next video because it'll definitely show these. So I'm going to move this stuff out of the way, and then, actually, I'm going to go over some of this other stuff that I got from Tuesday morning to go with it. And everything I bought from Tuesday morning was, I think, under $1.50. So I got, first off, these little bags, and they're favor bags, and they were $1, and I think you got 10 bags in there. And I think I have some gold ones, but I thought that silver would be cute. And then this confetti, all this stuff I got, I think, actually almost all of it Tuesday morning, and I thought it was just sparkly. These are from the Target dollar spot, and they're just red glitter bows, and they actually didn't make it on the project, but I definitely will use those. These adorable wooden spoons were also $1. Those are $1.49. And then these shipping tags were $1.50 as well. Some Project Life little pockets, which I am going to use. I'm going to show you how to use those for $1.50. And then this was my project. It was my inspiration. It's a little tiny clipboard. And I got these flowers as well, but I ended up not using them. They were $2, and you got 8 flowers total, some cheetah, and then this beautiful Kelly green that I absolutely adore. But I knew that I wanted to use that clipboard to make a little gift. And as you saw in one of my other videos that I made for Lori, I made her one of these clipboards. Now, this one is little, and hold on, I forgot. This is some paper that I used. I actually bought this on sale last year after Christmas, and I got it for 90% off. It was crazy. So I stocked up, and I pretty much hoarded it all and almost forgot that it was in my closet. But when I was doing this project, I knew it had some cute ginghams in there that I wanted to use up, which you'll see. And the 3 prints that I decided to use, you'll see here, is going to be that red and black, the striped gold, and then those little figure skaters, which I tried to fit in, but they did not make the cut, but they're really cute. So I think that I'll be using them in something else for sure. So back to the clipboard that I was saying, this is a little clipboard, and tear the plastic off, and I had a little bit of a hard time because it was stuck between those nails. But this one measures 6 by 6, and you might not be able to find the same one because, you know, Tuesday morning sometimes has things that one has and then the other one doesn't. But feel free to use this project and do the same thing with a larger one or a smaller one if you can find it. I think that they'll be super cute anyways. So I kind of looked around, and because the gold diagonal is kind of a neutral, I decided to go ahead and go with this one. But you know me, I'm not going to measure too much. I kind of eyeball it, and I'm not really thinking through too much. I'm just letting like inspiration strike and just make something that, you know, just comes from my heart. So I rounded the corners, and as you can see there, it's not 100% perfect on the sides, but I'm happy with it. So I'm actually going to use some gel medium, and right before I start to use it, I remember I better lay down a craft mat. So I'm using an old key card for a hotel that I'm just spreading on the matte medium, and you can use Mod Podge or some other glue here. You don't need to just use that. And as you can see, I keep having to add more glue because I was scraping it off and it really needed more, because you want to make sure that you get the corners down pretty well. I use these industrial paper towels that I got at Costco, but I think you can get them for like body shops and stuff, and I really like them because they're absorbent and they'll last me a whole project. I don't have to keep getting new paper towels. So they're a little bit more expensive, but I think that they're worth it in the long run for what you save. So I'm just gonna put some things out that I know for sure I want to use. I think almost everything makes it. As I'm looking. So I'm going to distress my paper, and I could have done this before I put it down, but I decided to distress it there. And at first that's a little messed up at the bottom, but I end up loving it. And I'm actually sad because I cover some of it when I'm putting the stuff down. And so sometimes your little mistakes can be actually, disguised, beautiful ornaments. So again, I don't measure anything. I just kind of eyeballed it and to see what, if it'll work. Now with me, I can't cut a straight line. I think I've told you guys this before. So in this case, then I have to cut it out with a paper trimmer, because it's either has to be like completely off, or if it's just a little off, that does bother me, which you would think I would measure, but I don't. So I'm just using more of this gel medium, and I'm going to adhere this really cute gingham pattern. And actually we got pajamas this year, our whole family matching, and these are the pant bottoms. It's this pattern. So I thought that would be really cute to use. When I saw it, I knew that that would be one of the patterns that I was going to go for. So my kids last year got me this Tim Holtz set. It's some stamps and then some stencils, and I'm going to be using some modeling clay and adding some stars at the bottom. And the modeling clay is white, as you can see here, and I want to add some color to it. So I'm going to use some Heidi Swapp Color Shine, but it doesn't really give me the color change that I wanted. So I'm actually gonna add some Tim Holtz Distress Spray in gold as well, and it's not coming out like this, so I ended up having to open it up, but it's actually a really perfect color. It coordinates really well with my background diagonal stripe. So I'm just going to add some stars here, and I don't want to waste the modeling paste. So I take my Midori Traveler's, or it's not a Midori, it's my Traveler's Notebook, and oops, that was really quick, but I'm adding some stars. And of course, because you guys are watching, I'm cleaning off my stencil, but from me to you, that does not always happen. I wish it did, but it doesn't. The only thing I kind of always wash off are my paintbrushes, and that's because I have learned the hard way that if you don't, they will warp and get ruined, and when you have good brushes, you don't want to do that. Anyways, so I'm just going to dry these stars here and let it get, I try to make sure that it's not so tacky, so I'm going to try to play with the figure skaters, but like I said, it kind of needed to go up and down instead of, so it needed to go portrait instead of landscape, and so I didn't think of that at the moment. Now looking at the video, then of course that makes sense, but I didn't do that. So I have trouble the whole video with that glue gun. I bought it at Tuesday morning, and it's supposed to be a wireless, but it's never worked wireless, and it's such a pain in the butt. Anyways, I needed to get a new one, but I just got it, so it's so frustrating. But I already threw away the packaging, and it's been more than 30 days, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I'm going to take one of those Project Life little pockets, and I'm going to cut it out so that it's sealed on 3 sides, and I'm adding some of this confetti bling, and then I'm also going to add some like iridescent snowflakes that I got at Target Dollar Spot last year, but I saw them there the other day, so I think if you like them, you can still get them. And it's funny because some of them come clumped up, and there's like 10 in a row, and so you have to kind of like use your hand to break them up. And so I kind of went on a rant showing you guys there. I think that's so cute that it looks like it's one big chunky one, but then it's many little ones when you break it up. They're so cute, those little snowflakes. And then I realized I don't have a self-healing mat, and so I'm just going to use the back of my paper pad. Now the fuse tool does come with this little ruler, but I feel like I mess it up more than not, so I just eyeballed it and did it like that, and it kind of stuck to the cardboard, but it came up very, very, very easily. So another tip for using the fuse tool is make sure that you let it heat up. And I think that's why people have problems, because every time I've let it heat up, it's been great. So now I'm just watering down some Tim Holtz Distress ink, and I'm going to distress my wooden spoon. And at first I think it's too dark, but because it's wood, it's absorbing the water. Also, don't be like me and put your hands where the heat gun is, because it's hot. Then I realized that I didn't want that key to be gold. I wanted it to be white, to be contrasting. Originally, the key was going to go on the spoon, but then as I was messing around with it, I decided to put it elsewhere. So anyways, and here I'm trying to salvage my fingers, but I'm still losing it. And at some point right there, I burned myself. Anyways, so don't do that. So I'm just going to put that to the side, and I decided I want to add a little bit more of the gold. I want to use up all my product that I have there. And as you can see, it really absorbs and sinks in a lot. So anyways, I'll clean off my space a little bit, and see, that's how it's supposed to go, but it ends up not doing that. Then I decided to pull one of these out because, like I said, I wanted to use it. And I'm going to use one of these napkins, and I'm going to use the bottom corner. That way I'm still salvaging the Merry Christmas that I can use more as a focal point. This is going to be a layering piece. So I'm layering the envelope, a doily, that napkin, and the ticket tab. And so I'm kind of playing around to see how it looks, and there's a couple pieces I know I want for sure. I know I want the cameo, I want the spoon, I want all the layering pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and use some glue, and as you can see, I'm having trouble with that glue gun, but I'm just going to put a little bit of glue just so that it doesn't move around on me while I'm still trying to get all of the elements going. So I'm just putting a little bit of glue, and then I'll glue down the rest of it once I get a little bit closer. Oh, I decided to go ahead and glue it down a little more, because I think, you know, the more I play with it, sometimes the worse it is. It's better to go with my gut instinct usually. So I'm going to bring the sequins out because I know I definitely want to use them. And originally I was only going to use the blue, but the black looked really pretty with that black napkin. So I actually ended up using that. And I didn't put the goodies inside of the little tea bag, but I decided to put the sequins inside so it kind of works. It looks like, you know, they're part of the design. And I love how the strings are hanging off of the side with the tea bag. So here is where I start fumbling and trying to figure out, you know, what pieces are going to make it. So I decided that I wanted a word on the spoon. And sometimes, you know, you might be looking for a specific word and you don't have a word tile or a word sticker. So just handwrite it yourself. And what I'm showing you here is I'm doing my faux calligraphy. On the bottom strokes, I'm just making it a little bit thicker, and it really just finishes off every piece. It looks like I spent a lot more time than I spent writing Cherish. So, and I think it came out really cute. I actually did another project like this where I used handwriting like that, and it worked. So make sure that when you're doing this, if you had used a pencil ahead of time, that you wait until the ink completely dries and you don't mess up all your work, and smudge it. So I just wrinkled it up because I wanted to have a distressed look to go with, you know, the rest of it. And I'm going to just set it aside for now. So sometimes this sequin ribbon can be a little tricky to work with because the sequins want to separate because they're just attached with a string. So what I'm doing here is I'm hot gluing the string to the sequin so that it won't unravel. And it's actually the first time that I did that. I just thought of it on the spot, and it worked out perfect. I only had a couple of little goners, as you can see there. And I use these little tools that I got on Amazon. They're like rubberized, and they're for glue guns. So I think they know people burn their fingers, and which I did after I was saying, use your little mitts and stuff, and I still at some point burned myself and kind of yelled a little bit. So anyways, I'm doing it with both. My original idea was to layer the black and the blue because, like I said, originally the blue was going to make the cut, but I end up only using one. And the sequins are kind of hard to tie, and like I said, I try not to measure because it has to be perfect. If not, then I keep measuring until it's perfect. And I try to get the ribbon not perfect. Finally, I just decided to tie it outside of the spoon and then add the spoon to it. And that worked out a lot better. So I'm trying to layer them here, but I feel like they take away from the rest of the design, and so the black wins out. And the cameo originally I thought was a deep blue, and it's not, it's black, so it actually works out perfect that we're just going to use the black here. So I'm just going to glue down the black sequins, and that's where I burned my finger, and use that, and then glue the spoon down. Like I said, I'm trying not to overthink it too much, even though this cameo does a little dance around the clipboard, but I know it ends up going back to the original spot. And you see, I've almost covered all of my stars, but you can see some peeking through. So I think that's really cute. Another trick, when you want some dimension on a project, you can actually use hot glue. So what I do is I add the hot glue, I let it dry a little bit, and then I add some more on top, and it kind of gives me dimension. And then I'm going to use one of these enamel pieces that was in my package to add to the top of my little cellophane bag. And I'm going to make a little bow here. And so what I do is I wrap some of the seam binding around my fingers, and I take some embroidery floss, and I'm just going to tie it so it like squishes it together to make a bow. And I'm just going to make sure that I tighten it and I cut off the excess, and then I just take out I just use my fingers to undo some of the edges so that it looks more like a bow. And really the look of this is it's just disheveled and cute. So that's what I love about these, is you don't have to worry about it getting perfect. As you can see with the white, I have one piece that's like kind of wonky and sticking off to the side, but it adds character to the piece. Another thing you can do is leave the twine or the floss as well as part of the project, which I've done before, but I decided against it. Now I'm doing the same thing, except I'm only wrapping it twice, and I am going to make it into a bow, but then I'm going to cut a small piece of the same ribbon and make a center for it. You can also cut it you can make a knot and make it a knotted center, but I decided against it, and instead I'm going to just wrap it like this because I wanted it a little bit more simple since I have all those other bows going on. So I'm just going to mess around with the bows to get it more fluffy, and I'm going to stack all three of them on top of each other, and then I'm going to add them to the top of my clipboard. And I think that this is my favorite piece of everything. It just finishes it off. So cute and whimsical, and I love bows. And then I realized I had that wooden key, and so I decided to go ahead and glue it and add it to the ribbon. And at that point I remember putting my little thing on to protect my fingers. But here is my finished product, and I think it came out really cute. I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope it gave you some inspiration, and that you want to go make a gift for someone else that I think they'll really enjoy. So thank you. Don't forget to look back for my videos, because I have some really cute stuff coming up soon. Have a great day, and Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.